Well, one thing that can really impact your financial life is your credit score. Let's check in with Kelly Jackson in the News 10 Information Center. She's talking with a credit expert this morning. Kelly, I try to tell my younger brothers your credit is very important.
It is so important. So you got to keep a close eye on your credit. I'm here with Larry Chiang. He is a national credit expert. You're also with Duck 9, what does that stand for?
It stands for Deep Underground Credit Knowledge.
So duck9.com, can people get on that? Or okay, and we'll try to link to that also. But let's talk about some of the insider tips that the credit industry doesn't really want you to know about. What are some of those urban myths?
The biggest urban myth going is at freecreditreport.com. It's not free there. It's free at annualcreditreport.com, and it's similar to Greenland being not nice, whereas Iceland is green. And annualcreditreport.com is the site that the government requires the three bureaus, Experian, FX, TransUnion, to give away a free credit report at.
How often should you check your credit?
Pretty often. You're allowed one free credit report a year, but if you ask, sometimes they'll give you 2 or 3, especially for a credit inquiry turn down. But it's critical to know what is going into your credit report. It's the same way if you're applying for colleges. You have to know what your transcript is. If there's mistakes on there, you want to be able to correct them, and they're very easily correctable, but you have to use old school letters with a stamp that you lick.
You have to write in, right?
Fair Credit Reporting Act laws, those laws protect you in writing, not over email or phone. And because we're all so tech savvy, I mean, you retain no rights if you send your bank a text message.
Right. What about FICO scores?
FICO scores are critically important because no longer are banking committees making loan decisions. What happens is your FICO score is the one number that is critical to how much you're going to have to pay in the biggest expense of our lives, which is interest.
Is that the same as your credit score, the FICO?
FICO, it's FICO, and it's run by the Fair Isaac Corporation. They're actually trying to promote the fact that the average FICO out there is 720. If you Google FICO 720, you can see that Fair Isaac is trying to claim that as a national average. The real average is closer to 575. But it's so important for us to really set goals for our FICO, same way that I'm trying to lose a couple pounds. You want to set, hey, this month I want to try to boost my credit FICO score a little higher, and by the end of the year I want to be at this amount of debt with a FICO increase of 20, 30 points.
A lot of people's homes are being foreclosed. What can they do? Because I know it's going to be on your credit report.
Right. I have friends that have been severely impacted by this. You don't want to experience something called credit shell shock, meaning where you don't want to open up your bills or just not know. You've got to attack it, and you've got to sort of swallow that bitter pill. It might be a job situation. Maybe you lose one of the 2 or 3 jobs that your household's collecting together for that mortgage. Attack and know what's going on with your FICO. Let's say your mortgage is 90 days late. You still want to take 2 credit cards and charge $20 a month, because if you charge $20 and pay that on time versus cutting them up and just discarding them, 2 credit cards with $20 paid on time, the bureaus make no distinction between $20 paid on time or $20,000 paid on time. So you can boost and manipulate your FICO. I know manipulate's a horrible word, but
you can
I'm a horrible person.
No, you're not. And you're going to be joining Sharon Ito today at 11 a.m. for Live Online as well. So if you have any questions, any more questions, we'll talk more in depth about credit scores and all those myths at 11 a.m. on news10.net. And News 10 Good Morning will be right back. Stay with us.